the age in which we live.
It's nice having you.
So welcome to this opportunity for prayer as we're centering ourselves in today. We light a candle. The candle is an ancient reminder that we're in God's presence. This flame points to the truth that God is wherever we are. And so we invite you to just be in this moment, to open your heart, your soul, your life to all that you're bringing with you. I want to encourage you to take a deep breath, breathing in God's presence, and then slowly exhale in a way that feels comfortable for you. I invite you to breathe in God's love for you. And then slowly exhale any events or experiences so far this week that have hurt you. Breathe in God's love again for you. And then breathe out the joy of being here in this moment together. I have a few more prayer prompts, but I want to encourage you to maybe try a hand motion with this. As you're breathing in, bring your hands to form sort of like one hand kind of on the opposite shoulder like this. So you breathe in, like you're giving yourself a hug, and then when you exhale, you just sort of let that out into the world. So breathe in again God's love for you. And I want to invite you to breathe out a kind thought or a word for yourself. Breathe in God's love for you. And then breathe out a prayer for someone. Maybe someone who has an upcoming medical appointment or is grieving, is just hurting in some way. I want you to breathe in God's love for you. Let's breathe out God's love for the world, for our brothers and sisters in Turkey, the devastating earthquake, the ongoing war in Ukraine, our students and faculty at New College, people across the city who carry fear over all that's in the air and all that's being done. Breathe in God's love for you. Be fully present here in this moment.
Let's sing together the familiar, this is the first verse of Breathe on Me, Breath of God. Will you just pray that with me?
Breathe on me, breath of God.
Fill me with
Life anew.
Fill me with life
anew.
that I may love the way you love.
That I may love the way you love.
Do what you would do.
and do what you would do. Breathe on me, breath of God, fill me with life anew, that I may love the way you love and do what you would do. One more time. Breathe on me, breath of God, fill me with life anew, that I may love the way you love and do what you would do. So it often helps me in prayer to have a few prompts, so a few things that gets the wheels in my mind going. And so today I bring 5 prompts for you. My encouragement is you don't have to overthink this. There's no right answer. These might even be some questions you want to return to and revisit a couple times in the coming days and weeks. They're just good questions, because I think part of prayer, Calvin would always say that to know ourselves is to know God, and to know God is to know ourselves. And I'm sort of inviting us into living that out. So this is sort of a chance to look at our own life, carrying with us into this time together. And so my first question, I'll ask it and then give you 30 seconds or so. I'm not asking for a response or anything. I'm just asking for you to answer this in the stillness of your own mind. So the first question for you to prayerfully ponder is, what was something so far this week that has made you happy? Or another way to, a variation on that is, where was a moment that made you laugh recently? So what was a moment or a time that made you happy? Recall that. And maybe part of that was laughter, or maybe that's a separate occasion. So just hold that question prayerfully and let some memories come to your mind and heart. Again, breathe in that love of God that was felt in those moments, and slowly exhale. The second prompt to prayerfully ponder is, what was a moment recently that made you unhappy or frustrated, maybe even angry? Hold that question and recall some of those moments that provoked that emotion. Breathe in that love of God, even in those difficult moments. And slowly exhale. A third prayer prompt for you to ponder. For what or for whom? What or whom am I grateful? Let's enter into that practice of gratitude. Again, breathe in that love of God and slowly exhale. The fourth question to ponder prayerfully. What was something you learned recently? Sometimes learning doesn't always come from a book or a podcast you're listening to. Sometimes it can come from even a mistake you've made, or can come from words that someone else said. So just recall something you learned recently. And breathe in God's love. And slowly exhale. Then I want you to remember that life, your life, my life, our life, it's the curriculum. There's no one manual. We learn by doing. And I think there's always an abundance of attempts with God's grace. You don't have to get it right the first time or the 101st time. So the last question is probably the hardest. But to ponder a moment where you feel like you're veering off course or made a mistake recently. Just hold that. And this time I invite you to breathe in God's forgiving love. And slowly exhale.
You know this prayer also, Spirit of the living God, melt in me, mold me, fill me, use me.
Spirit of the living God, fall afresh on me. Spirit of the living God, fall afresh on me.
Melt me,
Melt me, mold me, fill me, use me. Spirit of the living God, fall afresh on me. So I think sometimes in prayer, it's good to borrow other people's words and to do so liberally and with reckless abandon. And a person who I like to borrow from a lot is the pastor Ted Loder. And this is one of his prayers that I think is so appropriate. It's entitled, "Find Me, Lord." And I'm going to pause 4 times during the reading of this prayer. And in the midst of that sacred pause, you may want to listen, not only for yourself, but maybe to see if the Spirit might be falling afresh on you, or maybe the words that Ted Loder is offering evoke something within you that you want to pay attention to. Or maybe it's just a time to be in silence, and that's okay too. So be with me, please, in the spirit of prayer. O Eternal One, it would be easier for me to pray if I were clear and of a single mind and a pure heart. If I could be done hiding from myself and from you, even in my prayers. If I could be done hiding myself from myself and from you, even in my prayers. But I am who I am. I am who I am. Mixture of motives and excuses, blur of memories and quiver of hopes, knots of fear, tangled of confusion, and restless with love, for love. I wander somewhere between gratitude and grievance, wonder and routine, high resolved and undone dreams, generous impulses and unpaid bills. Come, find me, Lord. Come, find me, Lord. Be with me exactly as I am. Help me find me, Lord. Help me accept what I am, and in doing so, renew how I am yours. Make of me something small enough to snuggle, young enough to question, simple enough to giggle, old enough to forget, foolish enough to act for peace, skeptical enough to doubt the sufficiency of anything but you, and attentive enough to listen. As you call me out of the tomb of my timidity into the glory of possibility and the power of your presence. Amen. Spirit of the living God, fall afresh on me. Spirit of the living God, fall afresh on me. Melt me, mold me, fill me, use me. Spirit of the living God, fall afresh on me. So may that Spirit of the living God fall afresh on all of us, melting us, molding us, filling us, and sending us, calling us out of that tomb of timidity into the glory of the possibility of the presence of God. God's grace, peace, and love always to you. Amen.